Hi guys, okay, so I have so much to tell you guys, and I've been working nonstop on video, and it's been taking way too long because I keep trying to go take clips from all of the videos where God has shown me something, and then a month or so later it comes to pass because He has done it so many times, and He continues to do it. And the reason that I do that is for the people who need to hear and understand that these are not my messages. I'm just giving them. And He has proven Himself over and over and over and over again through me. And I have shown that I've learned how to discern His voice. And so it's really upsetting to me that you guys still think that the once saved, always saved thing is me. It's not my message. That is your Lord speaking to you. You know how they say that your fathers were warned by my servants, the prophets, rising up early, and they didn't listen? History has a tendency to repeat itself. And so it upsets me to no end to imagine brethren being here when this all goes down and not getting raptured. So please take it in prayer. But I don't have time, just in case they are blowing the trumpet at the new moon tomorrow. When they do it, it will be 9/11 Eastern Standard Time. So I just have to get my information out there. Yeah. I love you guys. I also wanted to say real quick that I have had to erase people off of my Facebook because that person I have a problem with on my page that keeps making new profiles, same name. He got on my Facebook page because I was accepting people thinking they were brothers and sisters. And he posted something on my YouTube page that I had not said on YouTube. I only said it on Facebook. I said that on my status, I said, it sucks to wake up on your anniversary. It was our 8-year anniversary. It sucks to wake up and find out you're not getting your tax return. They took my husband's tax return because I thought my student loans were on hold, and there was one of them that wasn't. And I didn't say anything about that on YouTube. And so it's crazy. I had to erase a bunch of people, but I don't like that. If you are not this person and I erased you, please friend request me again, and I'm going to pray for discernment, because I don't like that I erased people. I don't like that I had to erase people. It's really ridiculous, and I can't wait to be done with all of this. I have so much information that I've filmed it twice, and it just takes so long. So I'm just going to give you the information that I have in the case that it would be tomorrow, okay? And then I'll get to the Passover later. So I thought this was pretty awesome. The other day this came up on my time hop, and I wrote 8 years ago, I had a dream about the end of the world last night. It involved a huge tsunami, but I don't have to worry about it because all of God's kids are going to be taken away before it happens. And by it, I mean years and years of suffering. Might want to think about whose side you're on. See, I thought once saved, always saved too, until God taught me. And then I wrote, wow, I don't remember writing this. I don't even know how I had known about the rapture tribulation back then. I just learned about it at the end of last year. Many people are having tsunami dreams now, and Trib will be here by the end of Passover max. Wow. So when I had to go through comments on other stuff to realize I had gone to church twice before we stopped going. I finally went back, and then I left again. And I have not seen this status in 8 years since I wrote it. So I know that I saw it on purpose, and that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's awesome, because I completely forgot about this. Okay, pay attention closely here. I posted this February 14th. Took this picture. My husband was driving. If I was driving, I would have pulled over and got out of the car. This was like evening at night, and it should have been completely dark, especially the way that the chem clouds were covering everything. We were driving in motion when when I saw these. It was like these were like peeking through the clouds, and I'm like, that is crazy. Whatever they're covering is like really, really bright. See, you can see it all the way across there. It was just like the whole sky should have been completely dark. The clouds were really thick that day. I have a quick video. It's not too impressive. You can see it quickly a couple times. We were just in a bad spot to film. There it is. It's just crazy. And I'll stop it there because it's not really a great video. But then later that evening, somebody had something like this posted on Facebook. And I'm like, what? Look at that. That is crazy. This was in Virginia.
Something quite incredible. It's going crazy right now on Facebook with about 1.4 million views. We've got permission to share this incredible video. We're going to shout out the world-class Bossman Radio. And David Lewis is here to share his incredible video to the YouTube world on via.
So that was in Virginia. I'm in Pennsylvania. You can't see the end of that thing. What is it? It's like a demon portal. But that's exactly what I saw poking through the clouds that night. How crazy is that? And soon the veil is going to be lifted and everybody's going to see. Oh man, I hope when I'm looking down from heaven, I can see the truth of what's going on. So I seriously hardly ever leave the house. I hate when I do, but that day I went right down the street to the store with my husband and I just happened to see that. This time I was out with my family a couple weeks ago who were visiting from Puerto Rico, and I took these pictures. Revelation 1:14. His head and his hair were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were like a flame of fire. Now I put on this picture so that you can see his crown. Look at the crown and kind of get that in your head. See the clouds? Tell me I didn't get that picture on purpose. But you see, that's the same thing that's being covered up. So don't forget those of you who have been with me for a while. One of my first revelations was same thing happens twice, and that is a very common theme in the Bible. So Jeremiah 23:24 says, "Behold, the whirlwind of the Lord goes forth with fury, a continuing whirlwind. It will fall on the head of the wicked. The fierce anger of the Lord will not return until he has done it, and until he has performed the intents of his heart. In the latter days you will consider it." When you see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like grass. The hand of the Lord shall be known to his servants, and indignation to his enemies. Right there is rapture versus not raptured. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and his word the Lord will judge all flesh. Which means whoever's walking in spirit shouldn't be there anymore. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, all flesh shall come to worship before me. So we are at the end of the 120th Jubilee cycle, which is 120 Jubilees from the first man, Adam. And God does his years spring to spring. He marks the first day of the spring as the first day of the new year by a new moon. And they are to blow the trumpet at the new moon, and you know we're supposed to hear a trumpet at the rapture time. I'm not sure what everyone else is going to hear. It probably won't be nice. But the solar eclipse on August 21st, the Great American Solar Eclipse that only America could see, which is the sign of the prophet Jonah, which was a warning to the entire United States that it's about to be destroyed, was on August 21st, and that was a new moon. So the next new moon, coincidentally, would be tomorrow for Israel, or tomorrow for us, Saturday morning for Israel. I guess they start their days the day before at evening. So their evening, I don't think that matters though. I think it's the 17th. I don't know. Anyway, Israel's new moon is March 17th at 3:11. And it would be at 9:11 a.m. for the United States. And those are pretty significant numbers. But the Passover is when I think the rapture will be, or maybe the second one, I don't know, will be a full moon on March 31st. It will be at 3:36 p.m. in Israel time and 8:36 a.m. on our time. So that really doesn't feel right to me either, the times, but it appoints the day, so it doesn't really have to be at those times. But if we make it past tomorrow, I'll do a video on Passover. But if not, I mean, Brother John said the barley looks like it's ready over in Israel, and so that would make it the beginning of the new year. Also, this came out at 6:45, and again, I got a few revelations at the same time. The first time I experienced it, it was not a dream. I was awake, but it was about an EMP. And then one day I woke up suddenly and I heard in my spirit, "I'm coming suddenly, don't be asleep," and my power went out. And then it came back on. And then I asked the Lord if that was him to do it again. And when I woke up later that morning, my son and I were getting ready for the day, and the power went out and came back on again. So that was confirmation. So I've known since September or August that there was going to be an EMP-like event. They can blame it on, you know, EMP or hackers attacking the power grid, but it's also, do you see the pink skies there? That's the red iron oxide dust from Nibiru, and it's soon going to do a pole flip, cause a pole flip, and it will knock all the power out for good. So that's the thing. This is not the first time this has happened. Then it happened, as they continued on and talked, that suddenly a chariot of fire appeared with horses of fire and separated the two of them, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Okay, and I just want to leave you with a few pieces of scripture. Isaiah 29, "Therefore the Lord said, Inasmuch as these people draw near to me with their mouths, and honor me with their lips, but have removed their hearts far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the commandment of men. These also who erred in spirit will come to understanding, and to those who complained will learn doctrine." Now this I do for the gospel's sake, that I may be partaker of it with you. Do you not know that those who run in a race all run, but one receives the prize? Run in such a way that you might obtain it. And everyone who competes for the prize is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a perishable crown, but we for an imperishable crown. Therefore I run thus, not with uncertainty. Thus I fight, not as one who beats the air, but I discipline my body and bring it into subjection, lest when I have preached to others, I myself should become disqualified. For no sooner has the sun risen with a burning heat than it withers the grass, its flower falls, and its beautiful appearance perishes. So the rich man will also fade away in his pursuits. Blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to those who love him. Now, this is when he has been approved by the Holy Spirit, which we have been sealed unto the day of redemption. Because it says that the Spirit of God is a witness that we are children of God. And if we are children of God, we are abiding in God. So we are sealed unto the day of redemption. But if we are not approved, we do not get our crown. And that's not an opinion. It's all biblical. It's all there. So blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to those who love him. If you love me, keep my commandments. Let no one say, when he is tempted, I am tempted by God, for God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he himself tempt anyone. But each one, when he is drawn away by his own desires, is enticed. Then, when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it's full grown, brings forth death. Do not be deceived, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and comes down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow of turning. Of his own will he brought us forth by the word of the truth, that we might be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. So then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of a man does not produce the righteousness of God. Therefore lay aside all filthiness and overflow of wickedness, and receive with meekness the implanted word, which is able to save your souls. But be doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. Brethren, if a man is overtaken in any trespass, you who are spiritual, restore such a one in a spirit of gentleness, considering yourself, lest you also be tempted. Bear one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. For if anyone thinks himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceives himself. But let each one examine his own work, and then he will have rejoicing in him alone, and not in another. For each one shall bear his own load. Let him who is taught the word share in all good things with him who teaches. So that's like, let him who is taught in the word share in all good things with him who teaches. So that's like, if God is our teacher, we as his students are going to share in all good things with him. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. For he who sows to the flesh will of the flesh reap corruption. But he who sows of the Spirit will of the Spirit reap everlasting life.
But what's going to happen is Planet X is trying to go by, and the day it goes by, it's going to grab the crust and slide it up over the North Pole and then let go of it. And when it lets go of it, the new North Pole is going to be the eastern tip of Brazil, Recife, Brazil, and there's going to be 600-foot tidal waves. And you can't see Planet X itself, but one of these days, when it gets far enough from the sun, you are going to see it. And then at that day, George, don't you think everyone's going to go, the government couldn't tell us there's a plane?
Sure, absolutely. No.
And they're never going to believe another word the government ever says again for any reason.
Not at all. Sorry, 6.8 billion people, Gordon, on the planet. How many people may perish?
Probably 50% are going to die exactly at the moment of pole shift. And another 30% are going to die